My baby, my generation. So generations came about before COVID. You know, BC before COVID. It was something that came about off the back of watching some documentaries about nurseries going into care homes, and I thought, why can't we do languages in care homes? So I did a little bit of reading, and obviously, as we know, languages really help the brain. And especially with Alzheimer's, it can help the onset of Alzheimer's. It can delay the onset of Alzheimer's. So I thought, right, what can we do with this? So we started doing classes in care homes. And I'm delighted to say we are now doing that again, now that the COVID mess is out of the way. I'm delighted that yesterday I spent a beautiful day at a care home here and had a wonderful time spending an hour with some lovely residents and children. And the children were going up. This is the bit I love. This is the bit I love. The children, you give the instruments to the children, and I get the instruments handed to the residents by the children. I don't give anything to the residents. The children go up and they go, here you go. And I'll say, go and give one to Joyce. Or va down the end, Joyce. And they'll go and give it. Go and give this one to Pat down the end. And they go and give it. And then they, you know, some of them will have a favourite one, and that person will get 7 instruments because they like the look of that one. And watching them all join in and watching the residents with their faces just glowing, watching the kids. There was one lady yesterday, dementia patient, and she was so excited. Can I come here again? I really love it. Can we do this again, but for longer? And it was so nice just to see how excited she was. It's the interaction, and that's the whole reason I wanted to do it as well. It's getting the younger generation speaking to a generation they might not have access to. There's a lot of us that don't get to see our nannies, granddads, grandpas, great nans or whatever, and the age difference between these tiny little 3-year-olds and these 70, 80-year-olds, you know, it could even be, it's probably great nan kind of level, great grandma. And they're kind of in awe. They're in awe of it, and I really like that kind of wow. Like, these people, they're older, they're wrinklier than us, but they're cool, you know. And the end of the session, when they've all had a really good lesson, is the same with stickers. So the children don't get stickers until all the residents have had a sticker. So we give them out on their fingers, and they go over and they put them on or give them to the resident. And sometimes with their dementia, they're not really sure what you're asking them to, and you try and say, put it on you, it's for you, and they try and give it back to the child. And there's a little bit of toing and froing, and it's really sweet, but it's really nice. It's really lovely, and they all want to say goodbye, and it always takes much longer than the half-an-hour session we're supposed to do, because there's a lot of goodbying and see you soon, and isn't she beautiful, and oh, I love her, and she's cute, and they want to be part of it, and they want to embrace it. The entertainment team or the activity coordinators absolutely love it, because they just see these, you know, their residents light up. And they might have had a really hard day. You know, dementia is a really scary thing. And they have their ups and downs, and sometimes they could be really, really bad day, and as soon as they see the children, bing, and they just light up, and suddenly their day is wonderful, and they've forgotten everything from this morning, and it doesn't matter anymore. We also had not just dementia patients, but yesterday we had a lady who has autism. It's the first older adult I've ever had at a lesson with autism, and that was really interesting because she loved it. She was getting involved. She was dancing. She was doing head, shoulders, knees, and toes with us in French. We did the walking song, so we were walking around the room, and she was holding hands with the kids, and then we did the boogie woogie, the hokey cokey, and we were all doing that. All the residents were doing this. They don't get out their chairs. They all do this. Oh, boogie woogie, and they were joining in and shaking. And this one resident was up doing it with all the kids, and the kids were just voluntarily holding the hand of the older person, and it was just lovely. It was lovely. You have to come to one. You have to come visit.